Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Lunch Hour, brought to you by Constant Collab, where we eat, sleep, and breathe finance, news, and everything in between. So if you like finance, news, or crypto, make sure to subscribe. For those people that usually tuning on YouTube to watch the show, just a heads up, we are also streaming on Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, feel free to ask any questions concerning crypto, or the cryptocurrency market, including Bitcoin, Shiba. Hey, what's going on, Brian? Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in to the show. Like always, there's a lot going on in the crypto market. New calls for $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year coming from some people high up. Jobless claim just came in this morning. Coinbase making big moves. So there's a lot to cover in the crypto market. And without further ado, let's dive in. So like always, we are going to start by looking at the overall crypto market. Right now, the overall market is sitting still right around $2 trillion. The overall volume has ticked up drastically. Currently, we are sitting at $122 billion in 24-hour volume. Bitcoin is still below the 40% mark, currently sitting at 39.9. And then Ethereum is still below 20% dominant, currently sitting at 19.2%. Right now, so yesterday the market made big moves. It was up, almost 6% yesterday on the 24-hour period. Right now, there is a little pullback. That is to be expected. Like I said, we are up slightly, right above $2 trillion. We are down, however, right below 1%, 0.7%. So Bitcoin right now is sitting at $43,307. Ethereum's right now at 3,300, right around 3,300, down almost 2% for the 24-hour period. Solana's up. Solana's the only one, actually, Solana and Terra are the only ones that are up in the top 10. Terra Luna is up 3.2%. But Doge is making big moves today, up almost 4% on the 24-hour period. Shiba Inu's slightly pulling back from yesterday. Yesterday, it went up almost 20%, if I'm not mistaken, on rumors that it was going to get listed on Robinhood again. I have a couple stories when it comes to Shiba Inu that I will be covering later on the show. But let's keep looking at the market. Near. So Near Protocol, again, there's news on Near. It's up almost 10% for the 24-hour period. It is up 23% for the 7-day period. Again, there's big news on Near Protocol that I will be covering up later on the show. But yeah, I mean, the market is pretty much flat for the 24-hour period right now. But let's move on to the news. Let's look at the Fear and Greed Index. We are still in extreme fear, currently sitting at 21. The next update is in 6.5 hours. But yesterday we were also at 21. No, yesterday we were at 22. So we actually ticked down, which is surprising since Bitcoin was up yesterday. You would expect that the update would be a lot higher, that we would be more towards neutral, but we're not. We're still in extreme fear. People don't obviously think that we are going to break over 44K. And like I said, right now Bitcoin is sitting at 43.3. So, I mean, the trend is still down. Last week we were at 15 for the Fear and Greed Index. So yeah, I mean, we've been in extreme fear for a hot minute right now. This chart right here goes back to December 15th, and on December 15th we were at 28, and we've been around that. Let me see. On the 23rd of December we went up to 45. But that's the highest we've seen in the past, month almost, the past 3 weeks. So yeah, I mean, we've been in extreme fear for a hot minute, or in fear for a hot minute right now. So hopefully, things change here soon. But there's no sign of that happening right now. But let's dive into the news. The very first article of the day. El Salvador president predicts that Bitcoin will reach $100,000 in 2022. I'm not going to lie, that is a call that I've been making. I honestly thought that this cycle would peak between 115 and 130. Obviously, that hasn't happened. I do think that eventually, there's no doubt about it, Bitcoin will go over 100K. There's no doubt about it. The question is when. Will that happen this year? Will that happen the following year? Only time will tell. But in 2022 could be another extraordinary year for cryptocurrency, with some suggesting that the next 12 months could see Bitcoin finally reach a price point of $100,000. Indeed, there are a handful of experts who have made the same prediction. However, none would be as high profile or perhaps as confident as El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele. The influential figure had made the prediction in a tweet alongside a number of others as something he believes will happen to Bitcoin in 2022. He also stated that he felt 2 more countries would follow in his country's lead to adopt the digital asset as legal tender. I mean, that's a huge prediction. I honestly don't know if that will happen. Back in 2021, countries like Brazil, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, they were looking at, cryptocurrency regulation. I don't know if any of those countries are going to allow Bitcoin as legal tender, but I mean, he might know something that we don't. Obviously, he probably talks to other presidents in South America, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's right. Given that Bitcoin has, can Bitcoin really hit $100,000? Given that Bitcoin has yet to reach 100,000, or even a figure near that level, there is no surprise that there is a lot of skepticism about whether it will be able to do so in 2022. I hate how this article is written. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of skeptics, and $100,000 is a huge psychological point for Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people will definitely pile in if we break the $100,000 mark. But again, only time will tell if that'll happen. Hopefully it happens in Q1, Q2 of this year. If it's going to happen, I don't know. Especially the way the Bitcoin's trending. I don't know if that will happen. Let me see if I can pull up a chart here real quick. So right here, I mean, definitely the chart is creating a head and shoulder pattern. And that could be detrimental to Bitcoin right now and cryptocurrency as a whole. I mean, if you guys, there's a lot of analysts that are definitely calling this a head and shoulder setup. So I know you guys on Instagram can't see the charts that I'm talking about. Right now I'm talking about Bitcoin and the patterns that are being formed. But yeah, a lot of experts are calling this a head and shoulder. So, I mean, that could be detrimental to Bitcoin if this were to play out, because technically we're talking about a Bitcoin price of close to 18,000 if this 20,000 right now if this pattern does play out. That's not pretty. So I don't know. And again, the trend is going down for Bitcoin. So I don't know if this 2022 $100,000 call will play out. Like I said, only time will tell. But on other news, UK lawmakers reject proposed Britcoin CBDC, citing threats to financial stability. United Kingdom lawmakers have rejected the proposal to roll out a central bank digital currency, dubbed Britcoin, citing significant risks to the region's economy. And that deserves a huge boo. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in on Instagram. I really appreciate it. A report published by the Lord's Economic Affairs Committee notes that the introduction of a CBDC lacks a convincing case at the moment and poses threats to the financial stability and user privacy. The committee's chair, Lord Forsyth, revealed that the witnesses who were probed on the use cases of the currency failed to give a compelling reason. He stated that the concept appears to offer minimal rewards. He was quoted, "The introduction of a UK central bank digital currency would have far-reaching consequences for households, businesses, and monetary system. We found the potential benefits of a digital pound as set out by the Bank of England to be overstated or achievable through less risky alternatives." And there's actually conversations in the US trying to keep the Federal Reserve from launching a CBDC. They state some of the same risks that could be brought to the financial system, and a huge one is privacy. Allowing the central bank to issue a CBDC would allow the Federal Reserve to track citizens' transactions. They would literally be able to see what people are using the CBDC for, and that is something that the UK also brings up. But let's move on. U.S. Congressman urges Fed not to issue a CBDC for individuals. This is just what I was talking about. Let's see. The pro-crypto politician does not want the American Central Bank dishing out stablecoins to individuals for a number of reasons. On January 12th, Representative Emmer tweeted that he had introduced legislation to prevent unilateral Fed control of a U.S. digital currency. He stated that other countries such as China are developing CBDCs that omit benefits and protections of cash. A digital dollar should be exactly that, a transparent blockchain-based version of a paper equivalent. Emmer, who has previously warned about centralization and control, is concerned that financial privacy will be eroded if the Fed controls any CBDC. Warning over China authoritarianism. Rep. Emmer went on to state that a failure to adhere to these principles could enable the Federal Reserve to mobilize itself into a retail bank. It would be bad for a number of reasons. It could collect personal information and track citizen transactions, and that's just what I mentioned. If the Federal Reserve issued a central bank digital currency, it could literally see every single transactions that people do utilizing it. So he's obviously against that. He's looking to introduce legislation to prevent the Fed from doing so. Not only does the CBDC model raise single point failure issues, leaving American financial information vulnerable to attacks, but it could be used as a surveillance tool that Americans should never be forced to tolerate from their own government. And with that being said, during his confirmation hearing on Monday, Jerome Powell, he mentioned he was asked about stablecoins and whether they could operate in sync with a US issue CBDC, and he said, yeah, that there's no issue with it. Let's dive into the article. So, Fed Chair Jerome Powell argues private stablecoins can coexist with US CBDC. On January 11th, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell told Senate legislators that nothing prevents private issue stablecoins from coexisting with a prospective Fed central bank digital currency. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions concerning crypto, Bitcoin, make sure to type it in the comments. Senator Pat Toomey asked Powell during his confirmation hearing for a second term as Fed Chair whether there was a place for future Fed-issued digital currency to coexist with a privately issued stablecoin. Powell said the Fed would publish a study on digital currencies soon at a Senate Banking Committee meeting earlier this week. This was on Monday, actually. Senator Pat Toomey, the top Republican on the panel, questioned Jerome Powell during the session. Powell responded, no, not at all. When asked if a CBDC would exclude the formation of a well-regulated, privately issued stablecoin. While other countries continue to create their own CBDCs, the U.S. Monetary Authority has yet to make an official announcement about plans to introduce a digital dollar. Despite Powell's remark, it's unclear how private tokens would compete if the Fed issued a digital currency. So, yeah, I mean, legislation is being introduced to try to prevent that. Like I said earlier, there's definitely a back and forth when it comes to stablecoins and CBDCs. And this is huge news when it comes to adoption of cryptocurrencies for financial institutions. Consortium of U.S. banks looking to launch bank-issue stablecoin. Association of FDIC insured financial institutions launched Wednesday with a mission to build a network of banks to further the adoption and interoperability of a bank-minted stablecoin. A consortium of U.S. banks, or an association of FDIC-insured financial institutions, including New York Community Bank, NBH Bank, First Bank, Sterling National Bank, and Synovus Bank, is set to launch a bank-minted stablecoin with the ticker USDF. According to a press release published on Wednesday, 12th of January, the coalition of banks is aiming to build a network of banks to further the adoption and interoperability of a bank-minted stablecoin, which will facilitate the compliant transfer of value on the blockchain, removing friction in the financial system and unlocking the financial opportunities the blockchain and digital transactions can provide to a greater network of users. So, long story short, a bunch of banks are getting together to launch a stablecoin. That's huge news. One thing that I decipher out of the article is that banks and financial institutions, they're incorporating blockchain into their networks. So if they're able to create a stablecoins, guess what? They're going to be able to store other cryptocurrencies. That'll just take a super quick update to the network. This blockchain is being built on Cosmos. If you own Cosmos, I personally expect bigger adoption when it comes to it. So, I think this is huge news when it comes to cryptocurrency as a whole. Not just stablecoins, not just, private blockchains. This is huge for adoption. And that deserves a round of applause. But with that being said, let's continue. U.S. committee announces hearing on cryptocurrency energy consumption. The United States House Committee on Energy and Commerce has announced a hearing on the cryptocurrency industry's energy consumption. The hearing will take place on Thursday, January 20th, 2022. A focus hearing. The focus of the hearing would be on proof of work blockchains like those used by Bitcoin and Ethereum, and how such cryptocurrencies could migrate to a cleaner alternative. We look forward to examining the crypto mining's growing energy footprint and how proof of work blockchains in particular may migrate toward cleaner alternative and renewable energy solutions. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Congress passes regulation banning proof of work blockchains. I would not be surprised about that at all. And that would be, they would be forced to migrate to proof of stake. There's just no other way around that. There's just no other way to sugarcoat that. And honestly, in my honest opinion, I feel like Ethereum is already working on that. They're looking to launch Ethereum 2.0. So that's happening on the Ethereum network. Now, Bitcoin is there's no talks about Bitcoin migrating to proof of stake. But to survive, I think that it has to. There's just no other way around it. I'm sorry to say that to you Bitcoin supporters and maxis. There's just no other way around it. But on other news, Shiba Inu price analysis. Shiba surges 20% following the test of important support. What's next? The trading volume increased. So as you guys can see on this chart, Shiba hit support. Let me see. Shiba had a great week, seemingly ending its recent downturn after finding support at the 0.00027 and rallying more than 20%. The question is if SHIB can turn the downtrend line into support as it explore higher levels. For that to happen, Shiba needs to avoid a decline under 0.0003 and slowly move towards the next key levels of resistance at 0.00034. So you guys, as you guys can see, it did touch the support. It was lingering there for about 2 days, and then it launched up. Again, that could have been on the reports of Robinhood listing it. We still don't know about that, but the trading volume increased on this move. Up, but pales in comparison to the past. SHIB still needs to move higher to bring confidence behind this latest move. The daily RSI curved up after nearly hitting the oversold area and is now on the way to make a higher high. If that is confirmed later on, then SHIB might have further gain inside. The daily MACD turned bullish today after a successful crossover. Yeah, so the RSI is still pretty much in the neutral level. The MACD, it barely crossed over. I think that's an overstatement in my opinion. But let me see if I can pull up a SHIB chart. I think I have it here. Boom. Right now it's trading below the 0.003 that they were talking about. It's right below it. Let me see if I can make the MACD a little bigger. It hasn't turned green yet, so it could definitely still continue down. I did buy, I'm not gonna lie, I did buy open a position on SHIB right around down here. So I am up some 15% on that trade, but only time will tell. I'm obviously hoping that it's gonna continue up, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. Let's see how far this candle goes, how far down this candle goes. I would like to see the MACD turn green, so we'll see what happens. But let's move on. Robinhood Exec on Shiba Inu listing will keep our options open. Robinhood Chief Financial Officer Jason Warnick said that the popular online trading platform would keep its option open in response to questions about whether or not it intended to list meme cryptocurrency Shiba Inu. Warnick said that the countless requests to add more cryptocurrencies have not fallen on deaf ears. He said, "It's not lost on us that our customers and others would like to see us add more coins. The Shiba Inu community has made its wishes heard loud and clear, with its Change.org petition to list SHIB on Robinhood surpassing 500,000 signatures. The executive explains that Robinhood needs more regulatory clarity before moving forward with new listings. The company went public late July, so we just don't know yet. We haven't received official word from Robinhood saying that they're listing it. Again, there were rumors going around yesterday that it was going to get listed, but it's not official yet. And Robinhood needs to hurry up. You got people crying. Exactly. We're crying. We want Shiba Inu on Robinhood. Make it happen. Make it happen. But on other news, Ripple's development arm launches NFT DevNet. Long story short, I don't want to dive too deep into this article. NFTs are coming to the XRP ledger. They started development. One thing that they're aiming to do, for context, it aimed to usher an extension to the XRP ledger that will support a native NFT type, along with provisions to enumerate, purchase, sell, and hold such tokens. Let me see. One thing that I find really cool about what they're trying to do with the NFTs, in addition, the NFT DevNet supports advanced features including automatic royalties. Co-ownership is also incorporated in the platform. I think that's really cool. I don't think any platform has that quite yet when it comes to co-ownership of an NFT. I think that's really cool. So yeah, NFTs are coming to the XRPL. And then Coinbase acquired FairX to offer crypto derivatives trading in the US. Leading cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase announced the acquisition of FairX, a derivative exchange regulated by the Community Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC. The following acquisition will enable Coinbase to enter and explore the derivative trading market. So, yeah, long story short, people are going to be able to trade derivatives on Coinbase. I'm not a huge proponent of trading derivatives if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, you can easily lose all your money on like trading the underlying asset. Trading futures can go to zero overnight. So I don't recommend it, especially not in the crypto market if you don't know what you're doing. And then Near Protocol closes 150 million funding round. So this is why I mentioned earlier that Near Protocol is pumping the way that it is. Where is it? I just saw it. Let's just look it up. Near. So right now, Near is up almost 10%, 8.9, getting close to that $20 mark. I mean, Near has made big moves. Let me see if I can find it on TradingView actually. Near USDT. Yeah, this is what we want. So look at this chart. I mean, that's nice. It pumped up, it consolidated for a little bit, and now it's pumping up again. It could definitely go to the $20 mark. There's definitely no doubt about that one. It's looking really healthy. I mean, I don't own any Near, unfortunately. Not financial advice, but I mean, it's looking good. The chart is looking very, very healthy. But with that being said, let me go back to the article. Near Protocol has managed to close substantial funding round from top cryptocurrency investors in preparation for a further DeFi-oriented advance. Near Protocol has closed $150 million funding round from high-profile investor, reported CoinDesk. Some of the names include Alameda Research, Three Arrows Capital, Dragonfly Capital, and Andreessen Horowitz, Alpha 16Z, and others. The funding reportedly happened through a private token sale. It was completed in 2 weeks, which indicates the high interest in the protocol. Yeah, and definitely, I agree with that 100%. I mean, Near Protocol. Let me see something real quick. Over 300, almost 400,000 people have Near Protocol on their watch list. That is pretty awesome. The market cap is what, 100 billion or 11 billion, 11.6 billion. Trading volume. I mean, this is a legit project, I have to say. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. This is probably one of those projects that I'm gonna start recommending. I'm gonna add it to my watch list, and I'm gonna look more into it. I honestly think, at least number wise, it looks like a legit project. But with that being said, guys, that is all we have for today. One thing that I do want to mention, we are doing a 10,000 XRP giveaway on Twitter. So go and follow at Constant Collab on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube video. We like to get the information out there to as many people as possible. So like, share, subscribe. That helps with the algorithm. Follow us on Instagram. Again, we put information out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So make sure you follow us on our social media platforms. We're just trying to get the information out there to as many people as possible. And like always, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it.